Hello, y'all. Episode 12. I cannot believe it. 12
Number
weeks. Woo,
12.
woo. Y'all, we got to clap that up. Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes.
We are the
Evening.
Spicy
Good evening.
Sisters. Yes, we
Yes.
are. And I am Renette, aka the Next Level Chick.
Hey, this is Farah, your number one Grace girl.
I'm
I'm
simply Tammy.
Latoya, your CEO partner.
And I'm simply Tammy.
And listen, I know that you all are looking for our other spicy girl that's not here tonight, Coach Gail Benson. She will be back next week. She is out of town, but we do miss her so much. We're going to still have fun tonight.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, because we got a topic here that's something serious. And I think it's going to be a great discussion, and it's going to be something that will help you to move forward. Before we really start talking about that, I wanted to go ahead, Farah, and kind of tell them what's going on.
Yes, we got a lot of good stuff going on, ladies. And we did say we want to mention this to the gents as well. Before we get into this episode, we need you to like, share, subscribe, and comment before we jump into anything. So please do that for us. We appreciate you all so much who've been subscribing and following us. And not only following us on this platform, but also on Facebook, because we do have our own Facebook page as well. And we want to hear from you. Some of the things that we have going up, we need you guys to stay on the episode until the very end, because Renette will be announcing that there's going to be something good in the works. She's going to be having a weekly challenge. So do not leave us tonight. Stick with us. And we want to hear from you in the chat. We love chatting with you. Every one of us have our chat open. And so we will be responding to those who are on there. We appreciate you all so much for that. Let's see, what else do we have? We got Coach Gail who's out. We miss you, Gail. Listen, Coach Gail brings the fun too. We all bring the fun, but she brings the hilarious fun.
She's hilarious.
Shenanigans.
Yes, and one thing that I wanted to mention, we're going to mention this at the beginning of the episode and at the end. Get your tickets for the Warrior Within, because it is coming fast and furious right now. People are reaching out. They're wanting to purchase tickets. Listen, every last one of our platforms do have the information. But if you want that information tonight, put it in the chat and we'll reach out to you. So we want you to be in the place. I will tell you that we know that this event is supposed to happen. And you want to know why we know, Renette, Toya, and Tammy? Because every time you plan something, you start to go through something, right? The very thing that you plan, then you're challenged in that area. So I will tell you, ladies, that we have been having to fight, okay, in the spirit. I will tell you. But we get on here every week. We get on here with good energy together. And that liveliness we want to bring to you all, but do not miss being in the place. And make sure you stay to the end of the episode for that weekly challenge, as well as some information about how you can get your tickets and vendor spaces for anybody who wants a vendor table, because there are a few spots left.
Yes. And also, we want to thank you all. Some of you all just come back every week. And we so thank you for being a part of the Spicy Squad. Y'all that are jumping on here, y'all are spicy. We love it. Y'all bring the energy to us. When y'all come on and y'all are giving your comments and stuff, that energizes us. And so I'm super excited about that. And so with that being said, tonight, our topic is big energy only. How to own your value and your worth. Too often, women, especially those over 40, they downplay their greatness. And I'm all about greatness, baby. Greatness is very, very important. And each one of us, greatness is our birthright, okay? And so when we own our greatness, we don't shrink in rooms. We dominate in those rooms. And many times, because we're looking at others, we start to shrink when we get in these rooms. We start to question our worth, but not anymore. It is time for us to own our worth, own our own value, and live life unapologetically. And we're stepping into the big energy. Okay, we do big energy, that kind that demands and commands respect, attracts opportunities, and sets the standards in every single space you enter. When you show up, they know you were in the room. That's the big energy that we're talking about this evening. We're going to break down some mindset shifts. We're going to talk about confidence and give confidence hacks and real world strategies for those who are seeking permission to start owning, okay,
Yes.
power.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
don't have to seek permission, baby. We just take over, okay,
Yes.
and walk in our power. We don't have to ask anybody. We don't have to be validated, okay, and we definitely won't be intimidated, okay. Y'all
Right.
hear what I'm talking about? We have
Right.
big.
Yes.
Y'all put in
Yes.
those comments right now.
Yes.
Big energy, big
Yes.
energy.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Because when you truly know your worth, you move differently. Okay. You
Right.
speak differently without hesitation or contemplation. You
Right.
show up because you know it's
Yes.
time to go up and you got
Yes.
the big energy. Big
Right.
energy only. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, Renette just did a whole hip hop song. We got a new song, ladies. we got the Spicy Season Sisters theme hip hop song. I love it, Renette. That was awesome. That was
Big
awesome.
That was
energy.
nice.
Big,
Big energy. Big energy.
B-I-G. Y'all don't get me started because I start rapping and beatboxing and all, and you know,
Hey.
down the clown, baby. Okay, let's go. Big energy,
I
big
love
energy
it.
only. So
I love
even as you going through things, you got to remember who you are and whose you are. And so you
Right.
don't let nobody take that energy from you. You better stand in it and walk in it. So with that
Right.
being said, I want to ask y'all a question, Spicy Season Sister.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What are some of the hidden ways women unknowingly give away their power?
Oof.
By giving too much sometimes.
Mm.
Hmm.
By giving
Okay,
too much. Yes.
giving too much. Yeah,
It's
I
one
think that
way.
giving too much gets people to thinking that, oh, I can use her. Oh,
Mm,
Yeah.
she's a pushover.
mm,
Sometimes when we just give and give and give, and it may be out of the goodness of your heart, you're not really thinking that, but
right.
people start to think that.
Yeah.
Right. It's
But
it's
that
it's
ain't us
it's
because we have big energy.
that's
Yes.
Okay.
true. That's true. Well,
Mhm.
um, it comes in different forms. And you have powerful women, non-powerful women. It doesn't matter the class. Um, some people by nature give too much. Some people give too much for accolades. Um, but when we're talking about this could go in so many different ways that I see right now. But um, we have to take a look at ourselves and our desires in this world and not base them on what we're doing for other people. Sometimes we need to pull our energy back, um, and just take a look at that and also try to figure out why do we feel a certain way when we've given so much and we're not receiving it back. So reciprocated energies matter, and I'll let somebody else step in.
I like what you said about reciprocating, because energy we know can never be destroyed. It's
Right.
transferred. And
Right.
so reciprocating that energy, as long as it's
Hmm.
the right energy, that's a great thing. But if you
Right.
see people are not reciprocating it and you get inside your head, your mindset starts to tell you things, that's
Right.
also a way that the power can be taken away.
Taken away.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
who else wanted to make a comment?
What you got, Toy? I see you over there thinking.
She is.
I'm actually posting a live link to all of our channels. So.
Okay, yes,
That's what she's thinking about, huh? Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
Carol,
But Renette, big energy. Okay. Being just a natural, a human being, period. Okay. Our challenges all the time and every day are to kind of level ourselves out. And when you're dealing with so many different people, that becomes hard to do. And you walk in a room or wherever you are, and you're giving this energy and you don't get it back. Why would you allow somebody else, because they didn't give it back to you, to back off? I say continue with the energy, because sometimes you continue with the energy, you'll pull people forward. You'll
Yeah.
pull people forward with you. You get what I'm saying? So, um, you know,
That big energy, like you
Yeah.
said, a lot of times people see it and it intimidates them. So
right.
that doesn't mean because they're intimidated. How do I want to? I don't want to get off what we were talking about because I want to talk about how women, because a lot of women, and then I'll come back to this, but how are you allowing people to unknowingly take away that power?
Mm.
And I know when we were talking earlier, Farrah, you can comment to this because you said
Yeah.
being submissive.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is so true, and I mean, I think I fall into many boxes some days. I think it just all depends on the day. It's kind of like the personality test that we take at a job, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
one way at work, but then at home you're another
No,
way.
but
And,
yeah.
and so I think that there's how people, perceive that how we are at work, but not necessarily that way at home. So then you may have, you boss up in one place, but you don't boss up in another. We got to
Right.
believe and we got to boss up. As
Yeah.
you were talking about, we were talking about the big, I got bold, influential, and glowing. We've been talking about glowing up, trying
Right.
to be influential and being
Right.
bold. And I don't know where this has come from in our nature where we feel like we can't be bold. I think that for African American women, especially, it comes across as what they call aggressive, right? And
Right.
it's
Absolutely.
and it's like that's not any of what we are. We're just walking in our purpose.
And our
You
purpose.
Right.
know,
Yes.
yeah,
Right.
I was watching a podcast this morning with Sterling Brown and his wife, and he was saying that, there's some things as an African American man that he could not do as an actor, but he would see his white counterpart do the same thing. And if he did it, he would get into trouble for it, right? And I think that
Right.
sometimes we have the same mindset that, we dummy down. Because
Right.
we
Yes.
have so many instances that we dummy down.
Right.
And we don't need to. We're afraid of losing a position. We're afraid of losing relationships. It all has to do with a lack of confidence in that.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, I
And
want to go
so
to the comments and read one of the comments. So Rosalind said, but don't stop giving. Just use your discernment to know who is worthy of it.
Oh, that's
So
Ooh,
that's
good.
really
yes,
good.
that's
absolutely, I love
nice.
that's
That's nice.
very, very important.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
so as we move forward to talk about big energy, it's about being your most certain self,
Mhm.
Yes.
because you have to be certain of who you are and whose you are. It's about carrying yourself in a level of confidence, assuredness, and commanding and demanding without,
Yes.
you don't have, I demand respect. That's where people start saying, oh, she's being aggressive. You don't,
Yes.
if you carry yourself in a certain way, you will get that respect. You don't have to open your mouth. You
Yeah.
don't need
Right.
to demand it by saying it. You
Right.
demand and command it by showing it and walking in a certain way. Because at the big age of 40 plus, you have already lived, you have learned, and you should be in a space and place where you are able to be leveled up
Yeah.
Yes.
at this point in time. And so,
Mhm.
with that being said, you bring that big energy, owning every bit of the things you've been through, because we've been through some things.
Right.
Yeah.
That journey that we've been on, those tough times, the
Right.
uncomfortable times, all of those bad situations, we were supposed to learn something from that. And so,
Yeah.
because you learned something from it, you
Right.
have stuff, wisdom, knowledge, information that you can bring to the table, that big energy to help others, because everybody's walked on a different journey. So what you might have gotten on your journey, you can share with others, and they can
Yeah.
share with you what they got on their journey. So it's not a space and place of being, oh, she thinks she all that. No, it's about coming together and
Right.
understanding that we've all been through something. And once we know that, hey, we're in the space to know our worth, to
Yeah.
set our standards, and to
Right.
refuse to shrink back.
Right.
We
Yeah.
are not shrinking back. That's what people want us to do. That's why they start saying black women are, oh, she got that attitude. She started rolling her eyes and doing her neck. And, I don't know. People might still be doing. I might, I'm spicy. So I might,
You know what,
You
that's
say you're
Renee?
spicy.
You know what, Renee? You just said something about leveling up, right? Leveling up, ladies, means being level-headed. Let's start there, right? Being level-headed. Like you said, walking in a room and you're not coming in the room with the attitude, or you're not coming in the room with the demeanor where you're not approachable.
Yeah.
You're supposed to radiate something. A woman who walks confidently, she embraces her power, and there's a radiance that's there, and it's attracting people to you.
Right.
So we gotta make ourselves, where we can attract people to us, not push them away. But we gotta be level headed. You can't level up and not be level headed.
That's
right.
very, very good, Farrah. And one of the things that you said, radiate, and one of the things that I say all the time, my light always shines. My light always shines. It will always shine, and nobody's going to dim it.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes when they see, and I know that it's been said, because I can be loud and I'm extra, and I'd rather be extra and doing the most than doing the least. And I know that at some point someone said, "Oh, she just do too much. Oh, she's so loud. She this, she that." But that's my personality. And I'm not gonna back down if that makes somebody feel. Everybody doesn't have to have my energy, you know? And so they can't make me step back or feel bad about me being loud. Good morning, how you doing? And so my light will always shine. Like you said, we should be radiating, we should be illuminating.
Right.
And as women, and we're all believers, as we illuminate and radiate ourselves, and us as believers, we're radiating Christ.
Yes.
And if they have a problem with that, that's their problem. And I let people keep their problems. So I love what you said. So yes. I love
that. Was beautiful.
We don't have to match each other's energy, but we can complement each other's energy, right?
Right.
Like each of us, we bring something to the table. Tammy has something she brings to the table. You have something, Toya, Gail, and me, that we complement each other. We're nothing alike.
Right.
All of us are completely different, but we have some commonalities, right? And we complement one another.
Right.
And having that big energy doesn't mean you have to walk in the room and try and step on your friend or your sister to get to the next place. You're going to get to the next level by partnering. We talked about that with having Deanna on here. And we forgot to mention, we're going to be in New York City on this Tuesday night.
Yes.
And we got a lot of good stuff coming on Tuesday night. We'll be talking about that at the end of the episode. But, Deanna talked about, the collaboration, the importance of those partnerships.
Right.
Stop trying to do it by yourself. And I'm preaching to the choir. I see Tammy looking at me. I'm about to go to the camera, grab her hat off her head. Because Tammy's been telling me, Farrah, we're here. And it's not that, I don't want to reach out. It's just that we all have some busy lives, ladies. As soon as we decided to do this podcast, every bit of busy came and every bit of crazy came with it.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
Trying
to throw itself in that seasoning. But you know what? We're going to stand. We're going to stand. I'm so excited that we're all going to be in New York City in one place together. And that's going to be a great bonding time for us.
Right.
And I'm glad that you said that, Farrah, about everything that's coming and it's gotten crazy. But even though it's gotten crazy, every week we show up. And so what happens when you get to a space and place where things are getting crazy and everything is looking like, oh my God, I need to quit. You should know something bigger is on the horizon. So you got to find a way to keep that energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep that energy.
Yes.
If y'all knew, like yesterday, I had the worst day. I felt depleted, defeated, all of that kind of stuff. But I was like, you know what? Ain't nothing going to defeat me. Let me get back up. Let me show up. I got myself on a live early this morning and talked about how I'm going to show up. And so this morning I chose to leave yesterday in yesterday.
Yeah.
And get that big energy back up. So sometimes we have to be honest. Each and every one of us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, have gone through some things and some challenges just in this week.
Yes.
Yes.
But we refuse to lose the big energy, to be silent, to be shut down, to quit. We're not doing any of that at all. And so what we want to encourage you to do is to continue to show up even though things happen. Life is gonna do what it does.
It
The
does
Yeah.
what it
problem is
Yes.
does.
we don't do what we need to do when life starts to life. I don't care
Yeah.
how much you want it to change, or one thing after another. Yup, it sure will be. Life don't never hesitate to do its job, but we
Yeah.
Right.
hesitate to do what we supposed to do. You got to
Right.
Yes.
show up.
Mhm.
You
Show up.
have to have that big energy, even when you might not feel like it. When
Yeah.
you do your part, everything else will fall into place. It's the energy that you create
Yeah.
that makes the difference. So we got to show
Yes.
up in that big, bold, confident energy. Don't care how crazy people think we are. That's them. That ain't got nothing to do with you. I keep telling you, y'all be owning people's thoughts and letting them get all up in your head.
No more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay? That's
Let
their
somebody else
problem.
do it.
Let
Let
Yeah.
somebody
them
else have it.
keep their problem. Okay?
Yes, yes. And I want to comment on what Rosalind said. People mistake my confidence as arrogance. And I
Mm.
can totally relate to that, Rosalind. And I saw a meme today, something that I posted. It showed up in my Facebook memories. And it said, my intention is for other women to look at me and say, that woman went after everything she wanted and
Yes.
manifested all. If she
Yes.
can do it, so can I. So
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I've been in environments too where I felt like I had to dumb myself down, whether it
Mhm.
was in, personal relationships or business relationships, because as I've stated on the podcast before, somebody's story blessed
Mhm.
me and allowed me to be able to, okay, if she went through that and she came out okay and on top, I can do it too, right?
Yes.
So holding
Yes.
our testimony and our stories to ourselves, in my opinion, is selfish, right? Because
Yeah.
somebody else's testimony and story saved me. So when I'm sharing these things, in certain environments, I feel like, as Rosalind said, your confidence, feels like it's kind of arrogant. So you're like, okay, let me dumb it down a little bit. But no, not anymore. I'm
Yeah.
going to continue to be me unapologetically, share my testimony, share my story, because at the end of the day, I don't know who it's going to help.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be
Wow.
selfish. I'm going to continue to share it and shine and not let anybody dim my light.
That's
Yeah.
Correct.
right.
We don't do
That's right.
stingy energy, not here.
No
I
stingy
want
energy. No.
to, and speaking of that confidence versus arrogance, or confidence versus cockiness, because a lot of people get it twisted. And so, why do women struggle with embracing their greatness? Because people, they don't want to be heard or seen as arrogant. What is how do you know when somebody's being cocky or arrogant? Is there some specifics
Mm.
to help you to know that?
Well,
That's a
there's
good
a there's
question.
a way to speak, the way they
Yeah.
speak,
The
their
tone.
tone, what they say, their verbiage. I mean,
Body
uh,
language.
how they're acting, their body language. It always is a telltale.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember my mother, beautiful woman. She'd walk in a room. She's always laid, always dressed, beautiful woman, and people, oh, you know, ooh, but once they got to know her, they were like, oh, so
Hmm.
it's a different, you know, it's also people's mindsets and their insecurities and all these things that they have. But you have to just go in that room and own it. And when people are dismissive, example, you walk in Walmart, you pass one of your sisters, and she looks at you like, you know what? How you get them back? You be like, "Hey, sis, how you doing, girl?"
Yeah.
And you keep right on, and she, "Oh, hey, hey, oh,
Yes,
hey,"
yes.
So I mean, this whole topic could just go on in so many ways, because it's five of us and all the five different personalities. Just think about all the people that we deal with on a daily basis,
Yeah.
okay? And those personalities. But I know when I walk in a room, I'm quiet all the time. I'm the quiet one. But they say my personality kind of radiates across the room, like I'm
Mhm.
like people's eyes are drawn to me. I don't know. I didn't know this because I never thought about it, but I am the quiet one in the room. I'm not coming out, I'm not loud, I'd smile and say hi, and I go to my corner. So it's just all about who you are. And I don't care who's in that room because half people I don't even see.
but it's your presence
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
room or
It's
whatever room
saying
you walk
your
in. You don't have
your
to say
presence is
nothing.
speaking. Your
Your
presence is
presence speaks
speaking.
volumes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
I love it.
yeah.
I love it as well. So, how is dressing, speaking, and carrying yourself impact how others perceive you?
Mm.
The way you dress, the way you speak, how you carrying yourself, and you carry yourself like you said, your presence, that
Hmm.
impact.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Latoya.
I was just going to say, I think it has a huge impact. And for example, for me, I work pretty much 100% remotely, but I feel like I'm not prepared for my day if I'm not fully dressed, even though I'm gonna be on most of my meetings are on Zoom. And if those
Uh,
of you that know me know that my red lipstick is my kryptonite, right? So most times when I'm meeting with clients or I'm having meetings, a lot of them are like in t-shirts and leggings, which there's nothing wrong with that. I wear that as well.
uh-huh.
Or some of them in their pajamas, no judgment here, but I'm always dressed. I feel like I'm more productive in my 40 plus age. I'm more productive when I actually get up and get dressed. And it's just something about the red lipstick is part of my brand. I had a client that says, you come to the meetings, dressed up all the time, and
Right.
you don't have to do that for us. You could just come, in t-shirts and whatever. And I'm like, well, I don't do it for you all. I do it for me
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because it helps me. One, it helps me feel like I'm being productive. It helps me
Yeah.
feel more confident. And, versus me trying to, talk about a business strategy in my pajamas versus, looking the part and being more
Right.
professional. It's just something about it, the way that it makes me feel.
Mhm.
Being dressed up, even though I work remotely, that doesn't take away from what I'm bringing to the table when I'm meeting with, clients and things of that nature. But I'm not doing it for anyone else. I'm doing it for me. And this is how I choose to show up.
Right. Right. Right.
Absolutely. I think it also teaches people how to deal with you, how to treat you. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times, like they're telling you, you could come in your pajamas, this, that, or whatever. And as much as people will tell you, they don't even see it. If they're not a Black woman, they don't see the different things that we have gone through, the different ways that we've been treated, or whatever. So,
Right.
us coming in,
Right.
being who we are, dressing as we do, I mean, it says something. It speaks
Yes.
volumes. They already may think we don't know nothing, that
Right.
we about to be ghetto out here, and we don't have to be that. And
Yeah.
Right.
so I think that you dressing the part. I know when it was COVID, I had nowhere to go, but every day
Oh yeah.
I got up, I got dressed, I put on my lipstick. You would think that I'm going somewhere, and I did videos and speaking and
Yes. Yes.
dancing, and you would think I was going to somebody's job because that's how I dressed
Me
every
too.
day. Yeah,
But
and
but Renette, you took it seriously, right? Because I work in a dental office, so mostly everybody in my office wears scrubs. I wear a suit almost every day. I have a business jacket on. I have slacks on because when patients come in and when my staff comes in, it's something about that breeds authority
Yes.
as well.
Mhm.
And,
That part.
yeah.
Yes.
And so, today I had to go into the back into the operatories like about 10, 15 times to talk to patients. And it's something about the manager walking in the room and not
correct.
walking in with some saggy wrinkled scrubs on. I mean, I get up, I put my makeup on, I put my suit on,
Mhm.
I'll wear like some bumblebee pins every day so everybody knows that's kind of like my staple thing, my name tag, and I introduce myself. But it's just and it does something for me too when I go to work. And you're sitting up, you're
Yes.
talking to people, it just does something. So yeah,
It
Absolutely,
boosts your confidence. It does.
it does. It
it
does.
does. And the thing
Yeah.
about it is, as a bold, spicy woman, 40 plus, people expect us to shrink back. And the one thing that we have to know is that we've got to show up. So when we show up in this bold manner and who we are, people look at us different. And we are
Yeah.
not, one thing about me and these ladies here, we don't do average, we don't do ordinary, okay? We don't do status quo and normal. We're not trying to get in where we fit in. Okay. We are
Well,
trying to stand
that's
out.
true.
And so
That's
that's
true.
one of the ways to own your value and your worth. You don't fit
Right.
in with everybody else. You don't.
Right. Right.
When I go in to do and work with teachers in schools and I'm doing stuff and I'm in classrooms or whatever, Miss, boo boo, I am not Miss. My name is Mrs. B or Mrs. Bush. Don't
Yeah.
fit me in the everybody category because I
Right.
don't do everybody. I do
Right.
me.
Right.
And it's disrespect to me when everybody doing it. What they got to do with me? Nothing.
Hey.
And after people start to see and know who I am, and even the different schools I go to, I might not even be there a long time. The kids be like, "Oh, I see why you say that, Miss Bush. You ain't like everybody. You different." Yes, I'm different. Yes, I'm different. You have to own your boldness. You have
Yeah.
to own your boldness because when you understand who you are and whose you are, you know your value. You know your worth. So as you start to do things and walk in a different space and place, as you're doing your career, as you live in your life, as you run in meetings, whatever it is you're doing, people gonna see that.
Right.
They're
Right.
gonna see it.
Right.
And so that is so very important that we really stand out. Think about it. People will know me whether if I might not always have on a suit. I don't always have on a suit, but I bet you when I'm walking in someplace, y'all, I wear hats and I wear a lot of them. So when
Right.
people see me, they're usually gonna be, oh, it was that lady with that hat, that one right there with them heels. Yeah. Not because I want them to notice me. It's because I know who I am and I want to present myself in the way that I want to be seen.
Yeah.
And I'm being me.
Right.
So if I'm dumbing myself down, I don't care if everybody else in the room got on sneakers and this and that. If I'm about to put my extra flair on it, I'm
Yes.
about to put some flair on it. I'm
Yes,
about to
she
put some
is.
extra on it.
You know what? At the last event that me and Renette was at together, they had a game, and Renette had on some boots, and you had to see her running to find the stuff in the room because it was like a scavenger hunt, right? Was this at the Goddess luncheon? And so
Oh,
Renette said, "I'll participate," and you had to see her running with these boots on. It was fun.
I could
She got
only imagine. I already know.
Yeah. We
I've been
Latoya.
at I've been at
we
events with Renette
listen.
when she was she had an issue with, I don't know if it was your knee or your ankle or whatever. She had on these high heels. We had to hold her up to get them on. But baby, after she got them on and she got on stage, you couldn't
It
tell
was a
nothing.
wrap.
She showed up and showed out.
Oh
and
my
that's what we're supposed
God!
to do. We have to
But
own
Yes,
you
our
but
greatness.
but
Yes.
Renette, let me say this. We were at the awards show last Saturday.
it was
And
beautiful.
Renette is vibrant. But let me tell you, ladies, this. When she got up from the table, when they called her name, she wasn't saying a word. The whole entire room turned and every eye was on her as she went up. And everybody was smiling. You could just feel the beauty, the greatness. You could just feel it in the room. It was great. It
I
was.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
embodying that greatness, and
Yes,
Yes.
and each and every
yeah.
one of us, we do that. And I just love, I love that we understand and we want to make sure that every woman understands that you are special. You have a purpose, you have a meaning, you have a gift. And
Right.
so you cannot step back and allow people to make you shrink back because they have a problem with your gift that God gave you.
Right.
So make sure you're showing up. So my question is, what major red flags tells you that someone isn't respecting your worth?
Oh, y'all have about 2 hours.
Yes.
Um, because I can definitely go in on this one, boy. But I won't. But
well, I know that Tammy mentioned dismissive, somebody dismissing you. And I was thinking that silence. Sometimes silence is so loud, right? You can just feel that person's silence is not nice.
ooh,
And so I'm going to distance myself from that immediately. But the dismissive thing to me is just really annoying.
right.
Hmm.
Oh boy. I'm not doing this tonight. I'm really not.
The other
Yes, you
hand,
are.
yes, she is.
Yes, you
There you
are.
go.
Okay, so all right. So basically, you feel it. You can feel when something's off. Okay.
Oh, definitely.
And it's the greeting, it's the words, it's the
Mm,
smart mouth, it's the dismissiveness, it's the and the whatever and the it. I mean, in any relationship, in a friendship, marriage,
yeah.
co-work, it doesn't matter. You can
Right.
feel it, you know it, and
Hmm.
um, I've had to deal with it,
Mm,
and I walked away from it. It's a strong and hard topic to talk about, but when you're mistreated
mhm,
and people don't have empathy, sympathy, and just outright common sense to be gentle and kind,
Yeah.
uh you need to kind of back out and back, no matter how painful or whatever it is. You
mhm.
have to do it, and you know when it's happening. You know when it's happening. You
Right.
know when somebody is just totally treating you and mistreating you in a bad manner, in a bad way.
Mhm.
Okay.
Correct.
And I'm going to leave it at that, but it can get to be very painful, especially when you're a good person and you giving your best and giving your all, and it's not accepted and it's
Mhm.
dismissed. Yeah, it could get
Well,
bad.
another thing with that, Tammy, is that you don't know what that person's going through, right? So
Right.
then you're being dismissive, you're being irritated, you're doing all these things, and what is that person going through? Do you even know what that
Right.
person may need something from you in that moment?
Well, some
You
people are
know?
just outright nasty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just their disposition.
yeah. It's just
Yeah.
that
Now
disposition.
you
Yeah.
do have people who just sometimes you have to say, "Hey, look, don't do that," and they'll be like, "What?" And you tell them, and they fix it. But
Mm-hmm.
you have other people you say, "Hey, don't do that," and they're like, "What? This is
Mm-hmm.
just me. This is who I am."
Yeah.
It
Right.
Well,
is
Deal
what
with.
it is.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
yeah, that
But
part. It
you
is what
know,
it is.
another way that you know that you see them laughing and kikiing with somebody, hey girl, but then you
Oh,
come, you get,
yes,
hey,
yeah,
whatever. I know
Oh
the
my
other day
God.
yeah.
I was walking into a school and I saw the lady was standing there by herself. I guess she was at her duty or whatever. And I was like, hey, good morning. And then she just looked at me. And I turned around and I said, because I
Wow.
walked past her, I said, good morning.
Like I
She
know
looked
you
me
heard
dead
me.
in my eye and did not open her mouth. I
Wow.
said,
Woo.
what a
Wow.
hater. Let me keep
What a
Yeah.
moving.
hater. I was
And
once in a business meeting. I'm a processor. A lot of the things I do require a lot of thinking, a lot of strategic stuff, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Right.
we were in a business meeting and someone brought up something and I'm processing, right? So I don't have an immediate answer right now
Yeah.
at that moment. And someone said, someone of a different race said, something like, you don't have anything to say, you don't have an opinion about something. And I said, it's not that I don't have an opinion. I'm not just going to blurt out something to appease you. I'm
Right.
processing, right?
Right.
okay,
And
Right.
I'll respond when I respond, not when you want me to,
Ooh,
you
yes.
know. But yeah, I'm a processor. I'm not just going to just be throwing stuff out there. Then they be like, Latoya said, no, you ain't finna say Latoya said nothing. I'm going to give you the
Yeah.
answer after I get a
The
chance to
proper
process
answer.
what we're
Yes.
talking. Exactly. In
Yeah.
my
Right.
time, not your time.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
So
love that.
that's what me and Toya have in common then, because I'm a slow talker sometimes, or a slow responder. So like if I'm dealing with something at my office, usually I don't deal with it in the day or in the moment when something's going on. I'm gonna go home and process it so the delivery can be better, and
Right.
it won't be as harsh, right? Because I don't want anybody to remember me. I want to start it with something soft, and then if there's some harsh in between there, there's still some respect. And so processing is so good. It's so
Yeah.
good. So, and I think it does come across. It can come across as dismissive or the silent treatment, but it really isn't. It's like Toya said. You're really thinking about what, because if it's spontaneous stuff, saying things spontaneously, it can really damage something, even when it's meant for good.
Yeah.
Even when it's
Yeah.
meant for good, it can do damage, and it's so hard to come back from it for so many
Oh, man.
people.
That's
So
true.
I'm a process. You got to give me a moment, give me, and but the thing is that, do I have to tell everybody that, right? Everybody may
Right.
not understand that. So that guy, what he said to you, Toya, he didn't give you a chance. Do you know me? Let's get to know each other. And I know that that's how Toya, because I work with a doctor. I'll say, hey, doc, let me go. Farrah, I need an, you know what? Okay, this here takes more than just a moment. It could be money that's involved with it, right?
Right.
A lot of money, or somebody's job is on the line. I don't want
There
to
could
be
be several
that
things that's impacted by that, you know?
Yeah. So I'm a processor, and the people who are watching tonight, ladies who are watching, my spicy season sisters are just learning that about me tonight, because I'm just saying that now. Like, I'm a processor, so you guys know. It's like what's going on with Farrah? I'm a process something, and I could be processing it. You're just cooking, right? I guess that's what I call it. You know, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing happening. It's just I'm processing. I'm so happy you brought that up, Toya, because that's how I think.
Wow.
And I love the fact that you stated your piece, because sometimes people try to force something out of you. And that's
Yeah.
a form of disrespect. And when
Right.
you understand who you are and you own your power, you have every right to tell them, give me a minute, hold up, because you don't want to hear what I got to say right now. Let me process.
Yes.
I need the process, because if not, then you're gonna regret. If you don't push me, because I'm not that one, because it'll come up and out, and I'm working on it. It's big age. I think I'm much better than I was, but it's still a process. And when you're standing in your worth and knowing your value, don't let anybody take you out of character.
Yes.
That's a part of knowing who you are. That's
Yeah.
a part of being in that space to even respect yourself, especially when you at a job or you out in public and you going off and this and that, and you never know who's around you, who's looking. Y'all know this is a video camera world, and that one thing that you say can harm you the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So we do have to get to a space and place. A lot of things y'all may be thinking like, oh, that doesn't really matter, but it does matter. It's a lot of things about the big energy. Some people think big energy, I always got to be right. I got to have the last word. I'm going to have this say, and I got to have my say. No, you can say a whole lot by being quiet.
Yeah.
And you know what? Having big energy doesn't mean that you can't apologize.
Oh,
that you can't go back,
absolutely.
Because like we talked about that arrogance thing, right? You know, you're confident, but then so much so that it comes across as cockiness or arrogant. And you know, oh my God, that didn't come out right. You know, I didn't mean for it to come out like that. And you know what? If we have God in us, He's going to check us. If the person's not going to check us and we're not going to check ourselves, there will be somebody checking. And you know, you got to apologize.
I think that's big energy to apologize, because it takes a lot of people, especially back in the day when, you know, my mother was growing up, probably y'all parents or whatever, even to this day, it's no apologies. We just we're supposed to go back to normal after we've been through some things and you did what you did, and you just decide, hey girl, how you doing? But you hadn't spoken. That's not the type of energy that's big. That's small energy. And so when you can apologize and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That's big energy. That's grown woman energy.
Yeah, that's womaning up.
Absolutely. And owning your ish. That's a part of big energy. We gotta own these things. And so I just love this conversation. As we narrow down, we have so much stuff we want to talk about, because we are going to be in New York next week at this time. We will be in New York.
Some good things going on, ladies, in New York City. We're going to share it with you right now. Renette has opened the door for it. So Renette, we're going to be at the summit, the Success Tribe Summit, which is going to be amazing. I sent it out to a few of my friends up that way, so that it's going to be amazing.
Yes, we're going to be there. We're going to be learning a lot. They still have tickets if y'all go on our page. I think it's only a few more days that you could actually get a ticket. So grab your ticket. We will all be there. Y'all can meet us in person. Yay. Also, next week, podcast is going to be on Wednesday instead of Thursday. We will be on for 2 hours from 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time in New York. We have been invited by the Black Minority Chamber, yay, to actually podcast. We have a collaboration with them, and so we're excited to be in New York. We're just starting, like you hear, it's episode 12, and we're getting invites like from different people, and it's so exciting. So we would love for you all to catch us. This is our first time going to speak somewhere else on the podcast. We've all spoken other places, but actually as a team, as our spicy squad, going to speak. And so we're super excited. So next Wednesday, mark your calendars from 7 to 9. We will be on podcasting, and we'll be in New York.
But where else are we going to be live? We're going to be someplace else out live, ladies. You got to share this because they need to turn the TV on for this. Turn the TV on.
I was going to keep it a secret, but if you want to go and tell,
you might listen, because we got to get them solidified tonight so they can get their schedule right for all those who are at home. Don't plan nothing on Wednesday during the day.
All right. Go ahead, Farrah. Put it out there.
Who wants to share? Tammy, Toya?
Sure. So next Wednesday, we will be at The View in New York. Spicy Season Sisters in The View.
Yes, we will. We will be at The View. Yes, we will. Yeah.
So you know, we're going to make a mark. We are hoping to end up on stage. We're not sure what's going to happen. We are speaking that in faith. But I know that it's going to be live, so we would love for you all to tune into that episode and to look for us. Because I mean, you'll be with us watching that during the day, and then in the evening time, jumping on to the Spicy Season Sisters podcast for 2 hours with us with this podcast. So it's going to be amazing. Going to have a great time.
That's good.
Yes. So stay connected to our social medias because we're going to be keeping updates there. So that you guys know where you ladies know, you ladies and you guys, because I know some guys watching too.
Yes.
And you all know where to find us next week because we're going to be shaking and moving. And we love the Spicy Squad to come along and, follow us during this journey.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is what I'm looking forward to. One, we're going to all be together, right? So we're going to do a lot of live videos. You know that me and Renette are the live queens. It's going to be a lot of dancing, live.
Boots on the ground.
Yes. So we're going to have a good time.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. But then we're going to make sure we get some rest. But I know that I was online today and I saw a lot of people are so excited. I saw Suzette had a fedora on today on her page. Shout out
to Suzette.
I saw that. That was so cute. I commented.
And I said, hey, I said, you know what? I said, oh my God, look at this Spicy Squad. And she was like, man, I can't be on the level of you ladies. I said, you know what? You are on the level of us. I said, we love watching your content. Are you serious?
Yes.
And so I cannot wait to see her next week. Tiffany, Dr. Cass, Deanna, it's going to be beautiful. We're going to have a great time.
Yes.
And our Spicy Season Sister, Coach Gail Benton, will be back.
She'll be returning.
We miss you. We see she's been posting so much on her platforms. And wait a minute, Renette. We cannot forget to announce the cruise.
Oh, we're going to get there as well. Definitely. Yes. Y'all want to be on that cruise, y'all.
Yes.
Yes. $25 down. $25 down.
Get deposits in.
Is it still 25 or is it 50, Latoya?
It is 25 for the rest of this week. So tomorrow. So if you want to get in for the $25 deposit, tomorrow is the last day. After tomorrow, the deposit goes back to $50. The deposit covers one room of occupancy for 2 people. That's right, Renette.
They need 2. Each person needs $25.
Each person needs $25.
Right.
So $50 total for the room. If you're rooming by yourself, then it's $50. If you're going to be a single person in a room.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And that's just the deposit. We'll get with you on a payment plan. And what's so exciting about this, y'all know one thing, we spicy. So we're going to have some theme nights, baby. We're going to have some colors. Okay. We got to show out. We're going to take over the ship. Okay. We're taking over the ship. And y'all, this is so exciting to me that this captain, she's a lady. She's 32 years old and she's Black.
Wow.
And this is the newest ship right now.
Yes. Yes.
And it's the second largest ship.
Right.
Wow.
Utopia.
So it's
Utopia.
going to be so amazing. And then on the ship, we're going to have a white night. So when we all show up at dinner in our white, baby, everybody's going to be like, woo, okay, all right. Yeah, we spicy. Then the next night, we're going to do purple and pink. Pink and purple in honor, because it's in October, of breast cancer and domestic violence. Okay, we're doing that pink and purple, and then the next night is going to be what? The fedora party. Y'all know we gotta wear the fedoras. Okay, so it'll be the fedora party. And guess what? We have a VIP, okay, excursion where we're going to a private island, all you can eat. Everybody on the ship going to the island, but we doing the private thing. That's included in the price, okay? We're doing the private thing where you can have all you can eat. And some beverages too. Some libations.
Some celery juice. Some celery juice.
Well, can y'all imagine when we take over that cruise ship? And it's the newest cruise ship. It is the Utopia. I saw that thing because I was on a cruise in January, and our cruise ship was next to it. I was like, oh,
yeah. I had the same experience, Renette. I went on a cruise in October, and we ported in Cozumel, and it was ported there as well. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it made our ship look like, like a little sailboat.
Toy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this ship is so huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing. Y'all want to go? We're going cruising together. Now, I can't sing, but we're going to be cruising together. So y'all get y'all $25 in so we can show up, and it's going to be all fun. You have to come to Orlando, Port Canaveral, but it's definitely going to be worth it.
Perfect location.
Get here. Yay, October. And also during that time, October, that's Gail Benson's birthday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so we have several reasons to party and celebrate.
It's going to be Gail's birthday, Gail's daughter's birthday, and my daughter. So my daughter's going to come too. So it's going to be, we're bringing them too. So I did deposits for mine already, ladies who are watching. Get your deposits. Some of you have already reached out to me directly. And I'm like, did you make your deposit yet? Please make the deposit.
Right.
On that note, I want to turn it over to Tammy so she can talk about the Warrior Within, because we're talking about tickets tonight, and it's coming very quickly. Very, very quickly.
Okay. Well, as we said earlier, we are preparing for a very beautiful day that day. Going to have some games, some trivia, food, drinks. You'll be able to see us on a live podcast. A topic really related to the warrior within, speaking about you growing and glowing. We ask you to go on our Facebook page and buy tickets, purchase tickets, and just look for a beautiful, glorious day. And
camouflage.
And we're wearing camouflage and or black. So you can wear the camouflage with the black, or just all black, or however you want to dress it up. But the title says it all, the warrior within. So we want to kind of represent in that manner.
Definitely. And it's about really growing. And when you come, I believe when I go to everything, I don't just go to go. I have intentions. And it's very important that you have an intention, that you know the reason that you're there. You don't want to just be in the room and you don't really have a plan, a game plan. We have to start showing up differently. That's what we're talking about, bringing that big energy. And as Farrah said, it doesn't mean you have to be loud. Everybody has a different personality. Farrah is the loud one. I'm the loud one. And Gail.
This is true.
Okay. Tammy and Latoya are more laid back. But we all have big energy. We all have different, ways of exuding that energy, but it's all big. But you will see the ones, that's loud and whatever. But as y'all hear Tammy talking, she gonna frame it up as we always say. She gonna do what she does. Latoya, our CEO partner, she's gonna do what she does. She's gonna bring it to you. Now, one thing about Latoya, she gonna bring it to you real raw. Okay? She's gonna bring it real
in a kind way.
She's a quiet storm. If I can advise you.
I love that, the quiet storm.
She is a quiet storm. It sneaks up on you.
Right.
Yeah. So we all have that energy. So when you come in the room, don't expect to be the same when you leave. You're going to connect, collaborate, celebrate, grow, come together. Okay. And really, we're going to make this a really, really special event. This is Women's Month. And it's not about spicy season. We want to give back. We want to give. Back. It's about honoring you. It's about you honoring yourself. How many times do we honor other people and give them their flowers and show up and we're there for them, but never for ourselves? When is the last time you've honored yourself? Put in the comments. I think I did this. That was a lie. But if you have not honored yourself as much as you should have, put a 1 in the comments, because we know that we need to do more to honor ourselves. Put a 1 in the comments. We've got to start showing up and honoring ourselves. And this is one thing that's so important. Right. If anybody's going to honor you, honor yourself. That's not cocky. That's not arrogant. You deserve to be honored. So yes, we want to show up and we want to honor ourselves. We want to have intention. We want to have expectations. I know it's expected I'm going to come and I'm going to eat. Girl, I got to get me some of that food. Yep, we're going to have food. But it's not just about eating. Right. It's not just about, coming in the room so your outfit could be seen. Yeah. We're bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Okay. So, and we know that at this big age.
Yes. So it's all about honoring who God made us to be too. So let's leave it at that, Renette.
Absolutely.
Like yes. Yeah. Stepping in that room. So I know that. So Renette wants to share about the challenge. We got a weekly challenge, so we're gonna, come back to it in 2 weeks when we're back.
Yes. So on our challenge, this is a weekly challenge. Now today we talked about big energy. So we don't want to just talk about it. We want to be about it. So therefore we are challenging you, and you will have, are we giving a week or 2? Because we'll be in New York.
We'll be in New York next week. We said we'll revisit it, and we're going to revisit it when we come back in 2 weeks, right?
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So we're going to be revisiting it in 2 weeks. So we're challenging you to do something bold within the next 2 weeks, not just doing something bold. And what that means is maybe you want to negotiate your salary. You've been feeling some kind of way and somebody paid more than you. Negotiate your salary using that big energy, not the cocky energy, but the big energy. Setting boundaries. Maybe you need to set some boundaries with your grown kids who've been, taking over or whatever. Okay, those boundaries, maybe stepping on some toes. We toe steppers over here. We step on toes, okay? Showing up with confidence. Speaking your mind in a space where you normally would not. You would stay silent. Right. If it's a family member, you need to let them know. Yes. Okay, well, this is what it is and this is what it ain't. We're being bold. And we don't have to be disrespectful to be bold. Right. So what we're going to do is have you all to send it to us. Can we put that in the chat?
Let's see if it'll take.
So what we want, while she's trying to get it in the chat, if not, we'll have y'all to go on our pages or in our DMs. Tell us your story so we can hear and see what you did. Okay? And we want to read some of those stories out or talk about them. And we want to shout you out, all of that. And your name will go in the drawing for a prize. Okay? We don't want to just be on here showing up. We want some transformation for ourselves, for you all. And so by us, hey, challenging you to step up and step out, because there's many days that you probably wish you had done something, but you
Right.
didn't do it. Now we're
Right.
challenging you to do what you say you're gonna do. Do what's in your head.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. And
Exactly.
so let's make some changes for the better. So
Mhm.
yes, we're gonna step up and step out and be bold. So again, the
Yes.
next 2 weeks, anytime within the next 2 weeks, by I don't have the date, by that Wednesday, because we have to have enough time to go through stuff.
Right.
So does anybody have the date? Wait, let's do Tuesday, right? Give us enough
Okay.
time.
What's
Tuesday,
that?
2 weeks.
That it 15, 16, so that's the 18th. I believe the 18th.
Okay.
Tuesday the 18th.
I believe it's the 18th.
Tuesday the 18th.
Yes.
Please put the information in in our DMs. Or did you get it in there, Latoya? Oh,
Yes, so I have it allowed me to put the Facebook page in there also. So our email is, if you're looking at the screen, info at spicyseasonsisterspodcast.com. If that's more
Right.
convenient for you, you can send it there, or you can also go to our Facebook page and DM us there. And our Facebook page, you can just do a search for Spicy Season Sisters Podcast. And if you're on Facebook and if you're listening under the sound of our voice this evening and you're not following us, please, please, please follow our page. We love to, have you show up over there as well.
Right. Right. Right.
absolutely. So you have 2 weeks, okay? By the 18th of this month, you're going to send in your story and tell us
Mhm.
what you did bold. Maybe you were scared to do it for years, but you showed up and showed out in a great way. We want to hear
Yes.
those stories. We want to share those stories. And so your name will go in the drawing for a prize. And we're
Hmm.
super excited. We're going to be doing this. And then we'll have a time where we'll announce like a grand prize, but we're going to definitely be offering challenges because we want to see some transformation. We want to know that you all are, really moving forward. It's one thing to talk about it, it's a whole nother thing to be about it. A lot of people
Mm,
talk.
Right. Right.
It's action that moves the needle. We've got to
Right.
take action. So it's time to
ooh,
be bold. It's time to show up, whether you shake it in your boots and, oh my God, I don't know. Do it anyways. Okay. Do it the
Yes.
spicy way. Okay.
Yes.
and do it
So
scared, because a lot of times we're scared to do something or step out on faith. Sometimes we have to do it scared and just allow, whatever it
Yes.
is to manifest.
Yes.
whatever it
Yes.
is, just do it. Just do
Just
it.
do
Yes.
Like
it.
like you said.
Just do it. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we are super excited. We thank you so much for being here. Um,
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed this podcast. I think it has some great information, some great tips. And when we come back in 2 weeks, we're going to get more into the mindset piece of this and really dig in. So thank
Right.
y'all again for joining. Next week, join us in New York, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're thinking about a
Yes.
business, if you want a
7
business, if you
p.m.
have a business. We're going to be
Yep.
talking about collaborating, connecting, celebrating.
Yes.
There's going to be some
Yes.
other people in the room, and it's going to be really amazing. So show up.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to y'all later. Keep it spicy.
Bye. Yes.